stars part of the mythology of the Middleton family of Kate Middleton fame is that they are rich, self-made millionaires, when in actuality, the business went bust and bankrupt, as have the businesses of their children. Kate's brother James desperately turned to his uncle Gary Goldsmith after his parents cut off financial support. James Middleton turned to his rumored skiing aficionado Uncle Gary Goldsmith after his parents cut off the money, right? Pippa and Kate had gotten full athletic scholarships to go to fancy schools, right? That's what took this middle-class, working-class family. Both the parents worked for the airlines. The mom was a stewardess, and the father did something with baggage. Then they started a party supply business. We in the States know this as a Woolworth's 99-cent store, Dollar Tree type business for disposable plastic balloons, paper plates, and that sort of thing. But in short order, and with the support from Uncle Gary, you know what I'm saying? Skiing, you know what I'm saying? International shipping and recruiting business, allegedly. A little trouble with the law. You know what I'm saying? They were able to become millionaires, right? But then how come the parents didn't have no money to pay for the girls and the son to go through middle and high school and then college for all three kids? It seems like they did that on scholarship dimes, and then when that ran out, a homeboy dropped out. If you're posh, why would you have to drop out of school? James Middleton made his feelings clear about his uncle, Gary Goldsmith, lately of reality television, in his new book, always publishing books, working that royal adjacent connection, acting like he has some relevant insights to share. 2 bankruptcies at least. And he married a woman who's got money. He doesn't really ever succeed at any of his little attempts at business and seems to get along solely, much like the Parker Bowles children, off the royal connection. Argue with me if you want. The 37-year-old younger brother of Princess Kate has written a new book titled Meet Ella, named after his dog that died in 2023. How profound. James has opened up in the book about his youth and starting a business with the help of his uncle, Gary Goldsmith, who always seems to have extra cash, if you get my meaning. The father of one admitted that he dropped out of the University of Edinburgh, which his parents, Carol and Michael Middleton, did not overwhelmingly support. James wrote, "When I finally admit to my parents that I'm not actually studying for my degree anymore, they cut off my financial support. Dad is exasperated, Mum tearful. Neither understands why I choose to throw up this opportunity to further myself in life. So it's non-negotiable. No university, no money from the bank of Mum and Dad. I have to stand on my own 2 feet, or do I? So I'm determined to make a success of the cakes. My best friend Nick helped write my business plan. I show it to my godfather, my entrepreneur Uncle Gary, Mum's brother, who likes the idea. He invests a few £1,000s, which gives me a flying start and buoys me." Gary Goldsmith, Carol Middleton's younger brother, made headlines earlier this year by appearing on Celebrity Big Brother. And he's a big brother. Big! During the show, he made several controversial statements about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Here we go. Always got to mention them to get that delicious SEO and the clicks and views that follow Prince Harry and Princess Meghan. Gary opened up about his niece, the Princess of Wales. Goldsmith revealed on Big Brother,
"It's difficult to get hold of Kate at the best times,"
adding,
"and she's got children, and I love the fact that she's putting family first."
With all the 96 staffers, I'm sure it's a real struggle to see that number ring through on her cell phone and, ooh, hands full, can't possibly answer. Or is it the scandals that Uncle Gary has been involved in over the years? He also believes the Prince and Princess of Wales will be
the savior of the royal family.
James continued, "I bid on eBay for a static catering trailer and set about converting it. I'm grateful for my practical skills learned as an adolescent, so it's food safe, and I can make my cakes in it. My kit cakes sell well, and I develop a method of printing photos onto cupcakes. I find myself supplying them to glamorous events in London." I bet that had all to do with his sister, who married into the British royal family. But I understand the cakes and cake kits were often, allegedly, stale, right? When it's possible to buy, like in the States, we've got Duncan Hines and all different brands of store brands of cake mixes. Why would you need to buy Kate Middleton's brother's homemade cake kits? What's he in there? Tossing flour and sugar and vanillin together, right? Making chocolate like Betty Crocker. He ain't. But little more information on Uncle Gary. Goldsmith, who is the brother of the princess's mom, Carol Middleton, is a millionaire, having been a success in the recruitment industry. Recruitment for what? Once accruing a wealth of 30 million pounds, according to the Daily Mail. Now, what kind of recruitment do you do to amass a fortune of 30 million pounds? However, he has reportedly been kept at arm's length from the Middleton family over recent years due to his background. What background, you ask? While Goldsmith attended William and Kate's royal wedding back in 2011, he has a controversial past. Back in 2019, he was caught in a drug sting by former newspaper The News of the World, filmed handling ski powder to an undercover reporter at his Ibiza villa, the same villa where Kate and William spent holiday. Gary later denied taking ski powder, and the reporter behind the sting, Major Mahmood, was later jailed for perverting the course of justice. From all this, we can gather that James Middleton is determined, 1, not to work a real job ever. 2, not to ever finish studying for any kind of degree. No, he don't need it. He's just brilliant on his own to the tune of 2 business bankruptcies. 3, he wants to be famous by hook or by crook, or certainly off his sister's back. 4, he will never earn his own way or get a job when others can pay, right? It was his parents, and then it was Uncle Gary, and now it's that wife. She's the wallet that keeps that family going. I'm a Middleton too. Don't forget about me and my obsession with dogs and pouting and feeling entitled. Dogs are awesome, but publishing a book when a blog or a website would have done? James is a buster, Arrested Development sitcom dilettante type, a new career every 6 months or a year, right? He advocates about depression. He just can't quite make it. He couldn't get a full scholarship like the girls. He couldn't quite get anything going. And, he married well and has a child with his wallet, but the business acumen never really came together, never really landed. But it's despicable that he uses his sister Kate as well as his late pet dog to make money. He seems talentless. He seems like he is sad fishing. Sad fishing seems to be a superpower of the Middleton family, right? When all else fails, boo-hoo-hoo, feel sorry for me. Give me free money so I don't have to work. Am I wrong? Let me know what you think. This James Middleton has no background, no accomplishments, and no appeal. But, United Kingdom as well as a lot of the English-speaking world are animal lovers. So I don't know what the sales of that book were like, but it's an excuse for him to be a stay-at-home dad, right? Some people are guessing that James dropped out of college because his parents couldn't afford it anymore, right? All the clothes, all the money that was used to keep up appearances, right? To make the Wisteria sisters, that's what they called Kate and Pippa in their social climbing, only dating well-to-do boys and trying to insinuate themselves into posh circles. And it worked. Maybe there was nothing left over for the boy. And he had to scramble and flounder. And this is what we get. Dog books. Dog food. That's another failed business. And, where is he in life? He has a wife and a child, but business-wise, writing-wise, accomplishment-wise, put a 1 in the chat if you have Camilla Parker Bowles' son's cookbook based on the Royal Kitchen and James Middleton's book based on the death of his pet dog and being the little brother to the Princess of Wales. Put a 1 in the chat if you bought those books. Or if you, like Pippa and Kate, got through school on scholarships for playing field hockey or running cross country or rowing crew boats, right? Or by working on yachts, right? Those are certainly necessary elements of high school and college and the scholarship world, right? Maybe James was never going to marry into real royalty or wealth like his sisters, and therefore there was no need for the parents to invest so much into him. I think he married a French woman who has enough money that they can live a comfortable life, maybe not a super wealthy. I think the giraffe was a race car driver with royal ambitions, and his father owns his family owns Eden Rock, which is a resort in St. Bart's, but there have been some nefarious accusations against Pippa's father-in-law. Something to do with a French girl of 16. It hasn't gone away, but, maybe that's the price of admission. You turn a blind eye to dynamics like that, marry into that family and breed anyway. James's ventures have largely failed to take off. The Middletons may think they're above Uncle Gary, but they have relied on Uncle Gary again and again, and his fortune, whether of legitimate or nefarious origins. The money that Uncle Gary gave the Middletons allowed them to create the illusion of being successful with their, dollar store party supply business. They got to act like they were wealthy, and it set the whole family on a path where the girls could meet and marry rich men, and James get himself probably an unattractive wife from a comfortably off background. The Middleton parents are not skilled entrepreneurs, and that has certainly rubbed off on their one son, James. You know, without Uncle Gary, where would the Middleton social climbing daughters be, right? The dresses, the money to spend academic years abroad, to take a gap year so that you could line up your schooling with Prince William. It's all a matter of climbing the greasy pole, right? Social climbing. And all of the allegations made against Meghan Markle and her family, well, Kate, Pippa, and James and their parents did the greasiest of pole climbs socially, and the grift is ongoing, right? Even I believe that William should have kicked in and paid off the Middleton parents' debt. That's the least he could do for Kate, you know, having 3 children for him. Where is Kate's tiara? Where is her cache of fine jewelry? You can afford it. If you're in a real marriage, you need to pony up all that money because it's easy for William to do. Now, if there are some resentments and reasons that he won't, then I don't understand what those are. It's impossible to believe that with her background and the extreme social climb, that Kate Middleton is any kind of saint, that she was able to just go from living in a attached house in a middle-class neighborhood. If anyone knows what those neighborhoods were or knows where they lived, where they come from, is it Essex? Is it, I don't know. We never hear about it. She never talks about it. But there's been this attempt to portray Kate Middleton as this perfect English rose who never put a foot wrong. But the internet is unforgiving. The articles discussing Kate's reputation as Kate Middlebum and the mattress and being free and easy with posh boys, serially, the photographs of Kate Middleton and Pippa Middleton strutting around on runways and at parties in nothing but underwear, brasiers. Those photos are inescapable records of how this social climbing was done. You know? Imagine that the girls had kept their clothes on and their themselves upright. Maybe Kate Middleton wouldn't be set up to possibly become the next queen consort to the heir to the throne. Not a reigning monarch, not a Queen Elizabeth, but a Camilla, right? Or are we watching Kate Middleton get her clothing budget and her glam budget cut, and suddenly she's been thrust into doing more events in the last 5 days than we've seen for the last 2 years? Is this some desperate last-minute attempt to try to keep the whole project going? The whole project that buoyed the entire Middleton clan socially. But in the middle of it, we still have little unaccomplished, middle-aged James Middleton trying to say, I'm a Middleton too. I want to publish a book. I want credit for starting businesses and printing photographs on top of marshmallows and cupcakes. I'm an entrepreneur. No, you're a fantasist. And all of it has been accomplished, it seems, out of the stack of money that Uncle Gary Goldsmith was somehow able to put together. If you have information and insights, links to articles, please share them with me, stars. I want to get to the bottom of this. This James is desperate. James desperately turned to his Uncle Gary Goldsmith after his parents cut off financial support. If you have real money, why would you ever cut off any of your children? And why would you ever be in dire straits financially that would lead to people putting posters all over your hometown Buckleberry talking about how much business debt you're in? But if you know more, please let me know, especially UK folks. I'd love to know what you think.